mend the relationship, even though they're in the wrong, you're going to keep trying to mend the relationship, even though they're in the wrong, you're going to keep come to learn. And I had to learn too, is you'll give your mother and father, your parents are narcissists. What ends up happening is they will fuck the relationship up. And because they've trained you to be loyal, you're going to feel guilty for trying to cut them off. And you'll keep trying to mend the relationship, even though they're in the wrong, you're going to keep that's mom, that's dad. I got to keep trying. I got to keep
right.
And every time they're going to kick you the fuck down.
Mm-hmm.
They're not ever going to change. They get worse as they age. They will abuse you from their deathbed.
For sure.
They will write their will in a way that their children are fighting after they die, and they're still controlling their children from the grave. There is no cure for this other than death.
Ooh.
So
I wonder, not to cut you off, but I've seen so many families fall apart when Big Mama died.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of it is wrapped up in how those wills are written, or just how they split and divvy things
Big
up.
Mama's the culprit. She's the puppet master. She's the ringleader.
Big Mama piece of shit.
Yeah. She's a pig.
And I feel like in our community, you're not allowed to say that. I remember saying on social media before, like, I'd rather look at a situation where it's like, you're my father because you do fatherly things. But if you're my father and you're not doing fatherly things, and the only thing you have to say that you're my father is blood relation, nigga, you ain't my dad then. And I don't have to hold on to that relationship. I feel like in the Black community, it's pressure to take care of your mom, take care of your dad, even if they fucked up.
Toxic loyalty is what I call.
Take care of your mom, take care of your dad, even if they fucked up.
Toxic loyalty is what I call. Well, it's a trauma bond. That's the correct term. You're trauma bonded, even though they're toxic. I call it toxic loyalty. They groom us to stay loyal no matter how much they fuck up and do they shit. No, you have to draw boundaries with your parents, because you got if you got kids, you don't want to transfer this shit to your children either.
Right.
And you even got to protect your kids from your abusive parents, because they will groom your children behind your back and turn your kids into narcissists. Then when your child's grown, they jumping on grandma and grandpa's bandwagon to disrespect you.
God damn it.
So it's a setup. And I want to say, ladies, if you keep dealing with toxic men, look at your father, because the men we end up with
my daddy shit
are a reflection of who and our dad. If your daddy's a narcissist, peep this. He's not going to protect you from your abuser. Now, he'll set it up where you can run and tell him all the drama you're going through, but your daddy set you up to fail in your relationship so that you can bond with him through your drama and trauma, so that he can maintain control over you. So that daddy's running game.
Like you in my business.
I might be a prophet. I don't know.
You might be. I had that experience. I'm talking about, my dad has told my boyfriend at the time, like, you need to check her. Like, she could be my bitch. Your father
should not be. This is what I tell ladies, because one of my exes punched me in the eye, and I put him in jail. He broke my eye socket.
God damn.
And he called my daddy crying and all that. And then my father calls me, what did you do to make him hit you? So
I'm sorry you had to go through that.
Yeah. When your father's a narcissist, he will either side with your abuser or enable your abuser, or he'll encourage you to stay with him knowing the motherfucker ain't shit, because your daddy ain't shit. And daddy know your relationship going to eventually fall apart because you with a toxic motherfucker. So where you going to run? You're going to run to daddy for advice, and you're bonding with daddy through your trauma. He sets you up to fail in your fucking relationship so he can control you through your trauma.
You have to have a lot of courage, though, to like recognize that in your parents and then decide you ain't going to take that shit. Because it's like, you one of 3 or 4, and everybody, and I know it's not just a Black community thing. In the Asian community, you're supposed to take care of your parents.
It's universal.
In the Spanish community, you're supposed to take care of your parents. I just feel like in our communities, within those communities, you get a side eye for cutting your mother off, your father off, even if they deserve it. So I feel like if you are that person and now you are alone because you're not going to Thanksgiving, they ain't inviting you to Easter, you calling shit out and you're not allowing people to shit on you anymore.
Yeah.
I think in that journey, when you put yourself first and you do that work and you take care of yourself, I think it can be a lonely one, but I think it's worth it. And I think it's necessary. I think you shouldn't let nobody shit on you.